The one thing that could actually help improve your relationship, I'm gonna talk about that thing because that thing I'm actually pretty much working in my own relationship. I mean, that baggage I was carrying from my previous relationships and I never seen that. So I'm gonna talk about the one thing. That one thing is neediness. You might have heard about it. You don't need your partner. If you're so needy and desperate in your relationship, that's gonna destroy your relationship. It's actually happened because anxious attachment, anxious, like you're so anxious, you want your partner to be there forever for you. You need them. You are so desperate. And if that kind of attachment style you have, like basically there are three attachment style, I think: anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, and third one is a secure attachment. We all want to be in the secure one. The avoidant one is also not good, who is actually avoiding their partner. But the anxious one, especially, like I'm talking based on my own experience, it's kind of like the attachment style that keeps you in like so much needy state that you feel so bad about your life if your partner is not there, or if he or she is not saying the right things to you. So how you could actually get out of this anxious attack, I already made a video talking about your life is your movie. You can check that video out, because that's the truth, that's the reality. We are the creators of our own world. So if you are needy, you are attaching to somebody or something, then that will going to run away from you. Because if you realize, when we chase after something, that thing run away from us. And if we stop chasing after them, we are in our center, we are feeling good, feeling happy, we are enjoying our life, we are having fun in our life, then all of a sudden the thing that we want start chasing us. That's the kind of like a nature law, you can call it as these in the seven hermetic principles in the Kabbalion. I'm reading right now the Kabbalion, and with the seven hermetic principles, the one principle from that is the principle of rhythm. It's kind of like a, you can take an example of the pendulum. The pendulum has to be in the center. If you put the force here too much, it's gonna create an opposite force to come in the center. So if you're chasing somebody so much, you're on this side of the pendulum, it's gonna put the opposite force. That person will going to run away from you to go into the center, so the pendulum comes in the center. It's kind of like the nature law, and that works for everybody. You don't need to know these laws, or you don't need to believe them that, but they work for everybody and nobody is exception to that. So let's talk about this attachment style, because I personally dealt with that. I was personally in the anxious attachment, and that's okay, that's normal. How you can deal with that in a healthy way, let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up. Do consider subscribing for more such videos. We have a female self-care planner that will going to help you take care of yourself as a female. The link is in description. It's a PDF download. You can check it out. Anyways, so the anxious attachment happens, or the avoidant attachment happens, or a secure attachment happen based on the thing that you had with your parents when you were a child. That's kind of like, that's the people talk about it. Now, I think that's not just because of the parents. It's also because of the way you see the world. If you feel like you want to have friends, it's not just related to your romantic relationships, it's also related to any kind of relationship that you have with in your life, like your friendships, family members, peers, or any kind of that. If you feel like you want those people to be in your life, you really want those people to be in your life, without that your life is incomplete. The kind of like the anxious attachment. And the avoidant attachment is like, they don't want the people, they run away from the people, and people start chasing after them, because they think that if they are with the people, their freedom is gone. They feel like they're gonna put them in the cage, and they want more freedom, to be free from that particular relationship, whatever it is. And that's kind of like the avoidant attachment. We don't want these two attachment, because these not gonna help us feel good or happy about ourselves. So instead, we need to be in the third kind of the attachment. That's the secure attachment, where we are with the people, we don't feel needy, but also we don't want freedom from them. We are not in the anxious department, and we are also not in the avoidant department. But then these are just the three terms that we use to represent these kind of the feelings and emotions that every person has. And even if you are in the avoidant or anxious, you don't need to beat yourself up. First, you need to understand who you are. Like, do you feel like you need people in your life? It's okay, it's normal. We are social human beings, and everybody needs somebody into their life, not just the romantic relationships, also the friendships, peers, family members, whatever it is. It's not that bad thing, okay? You don't need to beat yourself up, because it's normal. Everybody has something, and no matter how good our parents are, and no matter how good they take care of us as a child, when we were a child, but somehow they have something negative, because everybody has negative and positive things. Somehow they have the fears and the negative stuffs, and they actually give you in the return of taking care of you, because they don't even realize that. And that's okay, that's normal. You don't need to beat your parents up for that or fight or argue with them. That's totally normal, because even when you become a parent, somehow you're gonna give something negative to your kids, and it's normal, it's okay. In fact, I could say that that kid were actually the attractive match to that particular thing, and that's why that thing goes inside of us. Because when we become a match to somebody or something, then that thing comes inside of us. Otherwise, it would never be there. And now you would argue with me, how could a kid could do like that? And I would say yes, a kid could also do that. Even if it didn't speak anything, or even if it didn't walk on the two legs, but still the kids also has a vibration of frequency. So you can read about all that stuff in a more depth, but here we're going to talk about the neediness. So of the avoidant attachment, because I am personally being in this particular attachment style. Now moving towards the secure attachment. Now, after being aware of what kind of attachment style you have, I don't force myself to move into the one attachment style. I don't think that one attachment is good over the other. I see them as like the different food in the buffet. You see the different foods in the buffet, right? You don't argue or fight with the different food. No. You only focus on the food that you want, right? Or that you like to eat. You don't fight that I'm not gonna get that another food on my plate. You never be able to get it unless you argue with them or you put it on your plate because of XYZ reason, right? So all these attachment styles are kind of like a different food in the buffet. Now it depends on you which kind of food you want to eat, or which kind of attachment style you want to be in your life. It depends on what you want from your life. If you're happy in the avoidant attachment style and you feel like it's working great for your relationships and you're happy internally and everything is fine, then who am I to tell you to move towards a secure attachment? And similarly, if you are in the avoidant attachment style and you feel like you're happy, everything is working amazing in your life, you don't need to change, okay? Just be you. Because oftentimes when people talk about these attachment style, they try to change the people. They try to tell the people, oh, don't be in the anxious attachment, don't be in the avoidant attachment. These are not good attachments. You need to be secure. I'm going to tell you guys, nobody is 100% secure, to be honest with you. The world most amazing people in the world, the most happy people in the world, if you're going to talk with them, they're still going to have something which something kind of like a fear or insecurity, and that's totally normal, because that makes us human. We're never gonna be perfect. We're never gonna be reached to that level in our day in the physical form that we will be removed all our mistakes. No, it's not gonna happen, because if you have read about this Kybalion, there is also another principle, and that seventh principle is the principle of polarity. The negative and positive are together. If you're fighting against something negative, it's not going to run away. In fact, it's going to get even more bigger. So the people who talk about these attachment style and tell the people to remove them, they're actually creating more of it, because where you focus, your attention goes. That's the law. That's also the law. And like all these are laws, you don't need to believe in them, you don't need to understand them, but these do exist and these do work. So understand, okay, this is the attachment style I have. I don't need to beat myself up, but I need to realize, does it makes me happy or not? If it makes me happy, amazing. I don't need to change it. I don't need to listen to anybody. That's what I do, and that's what I tell people. Don't listen to anybody. And even if you're listening to somebody, use filter. That doesn't mean you're gonna argue with the people, you're going to fight with the people, or you're so much proudy or something like that. No. The only reason not to listen to the people is to listen to yourself internally, like whatever way you can do it, because your guidance is there inside of you. It's not there outside of you. But if somebody is saying something good and that's going to help you, take that information. If it's not, leave it. Use the filter. That's what I can say. So ask yourself, is this kind of attachment style is helping? If it's helping, go do whatever you want to do. But if you think that it's not helping you, you feel stuck, then what you could do is not to move towards a secure attachment. It's to force understand that I feel anxious, and that's totally okay, or I feel avoidant, that's totally okay, totally normal. Whatever the reason that made me in this situation, I don't need to go back to my childhood to treat this reason. I just need to understand that I'm in this attachment style. And then I need to know that I am the source, or I am the director of my movie. So when I am the director of the movie, I choose whether I want to be in the avoidance attachment style or I want to be in the anxious attachment style. And if some kind of attachment style is helping me, great. If it's not, then I can move to the another attachment style. Simple. That's it. You have to do. You don't need to beat yourself up or do something. No, no, no. You just need to move in the direction which you like. That's it. Because you have every versions, like your multidimensional being. Everybody is a multidimensional being. You just choose the version of you that you like or that you want to be in. So, for example, I was in the anxious attachment style with my partner in the previous relationship and the current relationship as well. And I'm not saying I'm 100% over this particular attachment style, but I can say I have dealt with and I've able to heal, not really heal it, but I'm able to move towards more secure by actually understanding why this attachment style is there. Now, you don't need to do that, but I did it because I wanted to know more about me. And then I was like, okay, this is the attachment style. So what would I do? I move in the direction that I want to go. So I want to be free, okay? Because when you're in an anxious attachment style, you feel like you want to need something. And when you need something, your freedom is gone. That's personally I feel. I don't know what other people feel in this situation, but I feel when I need something, no, it doesn't matter a romantic partner, but even if I feel like I want to need a dress or I want to need to eat this or I would need to do this, I feel like attached to this thing and I feel like I have to do it, and that takes away my freedom. Because sometimes I don't want to do those things, but I feel like I need to do that and I do that. This kind of attachment style is not just for the relationship, also the things that you do in your life. Because sometimes you feel like you need to do that and you don't want to do it. And you do it because you need to do that and you feel like it's not so good. And I had that situation and I was like, I don't feel good, I want freedom. So I was like, how to get the freedom is to understand I'm the source. Everybody is acting out based on the direction of my own movie. So if I want to change somebody or if I don't like that version, I need to change the direction within me. So that attachment style wasn't really helping me, and I was like, I want more freedom. And that's why I was like, let's go to the secure attachment, because in the secure attachment there is more freedom. So I did this personally for me. You are moving into the different direction, not for somebody else, okay? Don't get me wrong that you have to do these things for your partner or for somebody else. No, you're doing these things for yourself, for you. So if you're doing these things for somebody else, it's gonna backfire, because you are the source, they are not the source. Of course, they are the source of their own reality, but their own reality, okay? It's not your reality. And you're the source of your own reality. And if you don't like your reality, then you change for you. You're not changing for somebody else. And changing is not like actually looking at your mistakes and beating yourself up for that. No, no, no. Changing is just like moving in the different direction. That's it. I am walking on this road and I feel like I'm not going to reach to where I want to reach. So I change the road. I change the direction. I move in the other direction. That's it. That's the only change. So once you feel like you want more freedom, focus on becoming that person. That's it. Now, how I'm going to become that person? I would be like, okay, I don't need anybody because I am the source. I am the creator. I already have it. I'm going to use the law of attraction. I'm going to use the manifestation power, because everybody do manifest, whether you believe or not. So I believe in that. So I believe that I create my own reality. So whatever is outside, that doesn't help me. So I'm going to move to the version of me that's not going to attract that version of that person towards me. So I changed into the direction. I was like, I don't need my relationship. I don't need my partner. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm so happy. I already have it, okay? I don't need in the 3D. I already have it. You don't use something, have it, then you don't need it. Like, I don't need black hair because I already have the black hair. Did you get that thing? Just mean that you feel freedom inside of you and you're like, okay, I already have it. So you don't need to change. You just need to focus in different direction. Hopefully you get something out of it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Your questions, your queries, as usual, are welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you the next time. Till then, take care. Bye, guys.